Good morning children and welcome to the class of science. Here myself Purnima Dixit ma'am is going to take your annual exam revision. Since you know that your annual exams are about to come, so you need to revise each and every topic of the chapters which are coming in annual exams so that you perform your best and score very good marks in my science subject. So let's begin our class children. Today we are going to do chapter number 10, air and water. And in today's class children, we are going to cover the topic that is water. Children, you know that the water in our daily life is very important, as every living being on earth is needing water for their survival, whether it is animals, whether it is plants, whether it is human beings. So in all, every one of you must be knowing the value of water in your daily life. So in this class today children, you are going to know all about water and what all ways are there to make the water suitable for your use. As you know, the different sources of water is not suitable for you to drink and use. As you can see, you get water from the natural source like rivers, ponds, lakes, and one or two man-made sources like wells. So these sources of water, which are the sources of water being used, is not at all suitable for you all. As you can see, there are some impurities being present in these water sources. And in this class today, you are going to know all the methods to make this water suitable for your use. So let's begin our class and try to understand all the things which you need to know about water. Children, as you know that all living things need water, animals need water to drink and bathe, and plants need water to make their own food. Whereas we also need water for drinking, bathing, washing, cleaning and cooking our food. So these are the ways by which you can understand that animals, plants as well as we human beings need water very much in our daily life, and none of the living beings can survive without water. So children, the water of the rivers, ponds, lakes and wells is unfit for our use, as I have drawn some of the sources of water for you all to make you understand. So children, the substances that make water unfit for use are called impurities. As you know, this water is not suitable for use as you cannot use it directly. So these substances which are present in water are known as impurities. Clear? There are two kinds of impurities present in water, children. We will know in detail about them in this class today. But before that, you need to know the amount of water present on the surface of the earth and how much water is suitable for us to drink. Children, you will be surprised to know that nearly 75% of the earth is covered with water, and about 97% of earth water is present as salty water, and that is present in the oceans. And children, only around 3% of the earth water can be used for drinking. Children, point to be noted is this, that only around 3% of the earth's water can be used for drinking. This is one of the most important things which you need to understand, that only 3% of the water is suitable for you to drink. So this is what you need to understand, that water is very precious. So you need to save each and every drop of water which is served to you, and do not waste water, as you are needing water to drink and for various uses in your daily life. Next children, we talk about the impurities are of two kinds. One is the soluble impurities, and children, the other one is the insoluble impurities. Let us try to understand what are soluble impurities. Children, soluble impurities are the ones that dissolve in water, and the example can be salt and sugar. So do not forget children, the example of soluble impurities are salt and sugar, which are used in your daily life. Children, the other one is the insoluble impurities. That are the ones that do not dissolve in water, and the example can be the sand. So this is how you can understand that when you try to dissolve sand, it will never dissolve in water. Whereas you put salt and sugar in water, it will dissolve completely. So these are the way you can understand the two kinds of impurities. One is soluble, the other one is insoluble. Children, how to remove some of the impurities? There are different methods. Different methods are used to separate soluble and insoluble impurities from water. So first we are going to know about the method of removing impurities from removing insoluble impurities from water. So this is one of the methods which is going to be used, that is filtration. The other one can be sedimentation and decantation, with which we can remove insoluble impurities from the water. So let's try to understand the first method, that is the filtration. Children, in this method, what you need to do is, you need to just take a filter paper and a flask and a water which is having the sandy or muddy water in it. Children, here's a filter paper shown in your textbook, and you need to fold it into half and make it into a conical shape like this, and then put it into a funnel and place the filter paper in the funnel, and then you need to put the muddy water in it. What you will find that the filter paper is absorbing all the mud in it and letting the clean water go below in the flask. As you can see, the clean water available in the flask right here. And right here, with the help of the filter paper, the mud is collected and accumulated in the filter paper. And the filter paper is not letting the mud go into the flask. And this way you are getting clean water for your use. So filtration is only done with the help of a filter paper. Next we talk about the sedimentation and decantation. So let's try to understand these two methods with the help of the textbook and the diagram being given in your textbook. Children, here you can see the muddy water which is kept in a beaker, and here you can see all the sediments are moving here and there. In sedimentation process, children, what you need to do is, you have to keep this flask untouched, undisturbed for some period of time and leave the sediments like that. After some time, you will find that all the sediments have settled down and the clean water is available at the top. This is known as sedimentation. Then next is you have to do decantation. What you need to do is pick up this flask and pour the clean water into another container, and leaving all the sediments behind. And this way you are finding that the clean water is available, and here you can see the decantation taking place, and here you can get the clean water in another flask. I hope with the help of these two examples you are able to understand what is sedimentation all about and what is decantation all about. Children, next we talk about removing soluble impurities from water, which is done with the help of evaporation and distillation. Let us know what is evaporation all about, children. For this, children, you need to take water in a bowl and boil it for some period of time. And then what you find, when the water is evaporated through boiling with the help of evaporation taking place, that can be taking place with the help of the sun even. You know that the heat of the sun is also helping in evaporation. And when this water is evaporated, only the soluble impurities are left behind. So this is one of the process which is helpful in removing soluble impurities from water. Children, another method is distillation. Children, what is done in distillation? Let us try to understand with the help of a experiment being given in your textbook. Children, here you have to have a burner, and here with the round shaped conical flask, what you need to do, a round shaped flask, what you need to do is, you have to put water in it and then heat it. And with the help of this condenser which is attached to the flask, what is happening, children? Steam is formed, and this steam is, after cooling, the water droplets are falling into the other container. And in this way, the condenser is helping the droplets of water to fall into the other container, other flask. and here you are getting pure water droplets and you are getting distilled water in the other flask. So this is the way the process of distillation is done. Clear, children? These two methods are helping you to remove soluble impurities from water. Children, another example which I would like to share about evaporation. You must be seeing how salt is prepared. What is to be done in that, children? The salty water of the sea is collected and of the ocean is collected and it's left for some period of time. And with the help of the sun, evaporation takes place. And with the help of this evaporation, the salt is left behind and water is evaporated and all the salt is left behind. So this is how the salt is also prepared. So children, I hope in this class today you have learned all the method of making water for your use, how you can make water for your use with the help of filtration, sedimentation and decantation and evaporation and distillation. And you have learned the method of removing insoluble impurities, another method of removing soluble impurities with these kind of methods which I have shared with you in my class today. So try to understand, children, how to remove insoluble impurities with the help of filtration and sedimentation and decantation. And children, how to remove soluble impurities with the help of evaporation and distillation. So I hope, children, you have enjoyed my class and with the help of this class today, you have known the fact that only around 3% of the Earth's water can be used for drinking. So at the end, I would like to give you a message that you need to save water. Every drop of water is precious for us. Try to save water as much as you can. Do not waste water. And try to understand all the methods which I have explained you in my class today. And try to go through each and every content which I have explained to you in my class today, so that you are able to answer each and every question being asked in the paper of your annual exam. So that's all for the day, children. Try to revise the topic properly and try to go with the content which I have explained through my class today. That's all for the day, children. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye for now.